What I realized that if the reasons become big enough, the how becomes easy. If the reasons become big enough, there's no adversity, there's no obstacle, there's no trial, there's no setback that will ever keep you from winning because your fire is too big. Let's go. Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Matthew Welsh, and welcome to the Leaders Only podcast, where we talk about business, leadership, mindset, and it's pretty much anything revolved around building an incredible life. You know, the reason that I started this podcast because I felt like on the way to where we're at now, there wasn't really a place to go learn tangible skill sets, leadership qualities, and mindset strategies that you can learn today, apply today, and get immediate results. And so the goal of this podcast is to teach you the things that you need to actually win, to actually change your life, and to actually grow your business and grow your team if you're someone that's in a leadership role. And so if you can do me a favor, if you ever get something out of our message, if you ever get something out of the content, if you can like, share, subscribe, just tell people about it. We put out all this information for free. And so all we ask is that you share it with a friend if you get something out of it. So with that being said, thank you guys so much, and let's tune in. Let's go. I'm a big mood. You can't name a lot of things that I did. Today, what I'm going to be going over is how to uncover what's keeping you from getting to where you want to be. Whether that's you getting to where you want to be in your marriage and or business and or fitness wise or financially, whatever it might be, I want to uncover what's keeping you from getting there. And it's actually extremely simple. Most people just complicate it. And what I want to do is decomplicate it, simplify it, so that way you can make the adjustments, make the improvements, and go execute and get the results. And so it's typically one of three things that's keeping you from getting to where you want to be. Number one is you just don't know how to get there. And if you don't know how to get there, well, then what I would encourage you to do is find a mentor. Find someone who's already had the level of success in the area that you want to have, and then go learn from them. Say, hey, how do I get from where I am to where you are? Teach me. Can you lay out a roadmap? Can you create a step-by-step plan? And I will go follow that plan. And if you have somebody that's willing to do that for you, then that is such a big deal. Because it's like this: if I'm driving to New York, well, then what does a map do? What does a GPS do? A GPS will tell me which road to turn left on, which freeway to get on. It creates the shortest distance between where I am and where I want to be. And that's exactly what a mentor does. And that's exactly what a coach does. And that's the answer to number one. If you don't know how to get there, find someone that can explain exactly how to get there and then go execute on everything that they tell you. The second reason on why people are not where they want to be is they simply just don't have the skills. And if they don't have the skills and or you don't have the skills, well, that's a very simple process as well. Identify what skills you need to learn and then go learn them. I know that sounds complicated. Let me say that one more time. Identify what skills you need to learn and then just go learn them. So if you're in a business that requires you to have sales skills, well, then guess what? Go develop your sales skills. If you're in a business that requires you to have people skills, well, then guess what? Go develop your people skills. Or maybe it's leadership skills. Or maybe if you're trying to become a perfectionist in the gym or you want to do great in your health, right? Well, then go practice your form or identify the nutrition skills that you need. Whatever it might be, identify the skills that you need and then just go implement those skills and you're going to have some success. And then the last thing that's keeping you from getting to where you want to be is that you just can't get yourself to execute. You can't get yourself to take action. You can't get yourself to go do the things that you need to do. So how do we get ourselves to do the things we don't feel like doing? Or how do we get ourselves to do the things we know we should be doing, but aren't? And what I call it is reason stacking. We got to get really good at reason stacking, where we look for each and every reason to stack up to create this unwavering need to go get results and go win. So what do I mean by this? You know, I like to use a fire analogy where I look for a reason and every reason I throw in that fire and that makes my fire get larger. Some reasons are small like a twig. Some reasons are bigger like a forest, but I'm looking for each and everything that's flammable that I can throw into that fire and make that fire so big that you can't put it out even if you wanted to. And it was little things. I remember pulling up to a gas station and the fact that I would even look at the price point of that gas station made me think, you know what? I want to get to a point where I never, ever, ever have to look at the price again. Or being in a position where I had to do the money math, where I had to calculate how much money I had left, how many miles that I needed in my vehicle. I think we all know what I'm talking about. I got $10 left. I get 15 miles to the gallon. I only have X amount of money for X amount of more days until I get paid. And I would do the money math to try to make my money last. And that right there was a reason for me throwing that in the fire. I remember being in a grocery line and watching a mom in front of me struggle to buy her groceries. And the only thought that went through my mind is I just want to be in a position where if that ever happened again, I want to make sure that I can take care of her and I can help her and just be a servant in an area where someone needed me and I can help them financially. And guess what? That was a reason for me. I just looked for each and every reason to stack up why I wanted to win, why I wanted to do something big. Maybe it was me making a phone call and somebody saying no. Maybe it was somebody making fun of me because I had this big goal and these big dreams for my life. Maybe it was someone doubting me. I just looked for each and every reason to go prove people right and or prove people wrong and or just anything that frustrated me and annoyed me that could be solved by me winning. I threw it all in the fire. I threw it all in the fire. So some things were twigs, threw in the fire. Some things were logs, threw it in the fire. Some things were forests, threw it in the fire. But everything that was flammable made the fire big. And the bigger the fire gets, the harder it becomes to put someone out. What I realized that if the reasons become big enough, the how becomes easy. If the reasons become big enough, there's no adversity, there's no obstacle, there's no trial, there's no setback that will ever keep you from winning because your fire is too big. Your fire's too strong. So I just want to challenge you to reason stack. And if you reason stack, there's nothing that's going to be able to throw you off course. You have to have an emotional attachment to winning. You got to have an emotional attachment to your goals. You got to have an emotional attachment to why you want to become somebody, do something big with your life, and or why you want to make a difference in the lives of other people. There's got to be an emotional attachment. And that's what we call our reasons. So I challenge you to figure out what it is for you. Is it the fact that you just don't know what to do? Well, then go find somebody that can tell you. Is it that you don't have the skills? Well, then guess what? Go figure out the skills you need and then go learn the skills. And or are your reasons not big enough to the point that you can't get yourself to do the work? Identify what it is and then go improve upon it. Once you improve upon it, it becomes easy and boom, you're off to the races, killing it in business, killing it in life, and arriving at the different goals that you have for yourself. So with that being said, guys, if you got something out of today's podcast, if you can do me a favor, if you can like, share, and subscribe, tell a loved one about it. We obviously put out all this information for free. All we ask that if you ever get some good information, that you tell a friend. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys next week on the Leaders Only Podcast.
Let's get it. 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 Let's get it.